Assalamu alaikum. Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing fine. Now see, this is another topic that we are starting today, which is called fractions, which is chapter 15. Now, look at this one. Look at the food items here, the apples, the cake, and the pizza. The apple is cut into 2 pieces. The cake is cut into 4 pieces. The pizza is cut into 8 pieces. The most important point here that you have to remember is that all of them are cut into equal pieces, right? So there is 2 equal pieces for apple, 4 equal pieces for cake, and 8 equal pieces for pizza, right? So one whole apple will be made out of 2 equal parts, right? Pieces is parts, right? Now the cake, one whole cake will be 4 equal parts, right? And the one pizza will be 8 equal parts, right? Isn't it? The other thing that you should learn from this topic is how to write a unit fraction. For example, this is a rectangle. This rectangle is cut into 2 pieces or 2 parts. And then if you fold it, for example, if you fold it, it will be like this, right? So when you fold the rectangle, it will be like that, as a book here, isn't it? So now if I take one part, how I should write the fraction, I cut this rectangle into 2 pieces, so one part will be 1/2, because out of 2 parts I'm taking one part, so the unit fraction from this whole is 1/2. Each part is 1/2 of the rectangle, so one part, if I take one part, that's 1 unit of the whole thing, it will be 1/2, because I cut this into 2 pieces and then I am taking one part, so 1/2. So 1/2 is one part of the 2 pieces. Okay, 1/2 is one part or one piece out of the 2 piece. Okay, now look at this one. I have separated the same rectangle into 4 parts, and then if I fold it, it will be like this, isn't it? After folding, it will be like this, and then if I remove, you will see the folded lines as the dotted lines. But I have the one whole rectangle I have separated into 4 parts, right? So one part, if I take one part, it will be 1/4, isn't it? So that's 1 unit of the whole. So if I take one whole, how can you write the fraction to show that I have taken 1 unit? That is 1/4. I took one part or one piece out of the 4 pieces. Now look at this one. There are some examples of unit fraction. Now I have cut this one into 3 pieces, the circle, and then if I take one part, if I take one piece, how can I write the unit fraction for that piece? That will be 1/3, isn't it? 1/3. So out of 3, I'm taking one part. So there is another name for that. It's called 1/3. They can also call 1/3. 1/3. That means 1 pieces is taken out of 3 parts. Okay. Now this one is parted into 5. Parted. I'm cut into 5 parts, 5 pieces, and then I have colored one part. So it's 1/5. That means one part out of 5 parts. So that's the unit. This is the unit I have taken. Only 1 unit I took from the whole. I took 1 unit from the whole. Here also I took 1 unit from the whole. 1 unit is 1/3. 1 unit from here, it is 1/5, because the total part is 5. So the way this will be read is 1/3 and 1/5. Now this one I have separated into 6 parts, and then if I take 1 unit, it will be 1 over 6. Out of 6 I'm taking 1 part. Now for these are some more examples. Now see, I have separated in 7 parts, and then I'm taking 1 unit from here. 1 unit out of 7 is 1 over 7, and then out of 8, 1 over 8, out of 9, 1 over 9, out of 10 parts I'm taking 1, that means 1 over 10, and likewise. Here is an example of how unit fraction is read. So one whole, that's the whole thing, and then if I take if I take 1 part out of 2, 1 out of 2, it can be read as half or 1 over 2. So 1 out of 3, 1/3 or 1 over 3, and then 1 out of 4, I take 1 part out of 4, 1/4, this is another name for if you're parting into 4, and then it can be 1/4 as well, 1 out of 5, 1/5, 1 out of 6, 1/6 or 1 over 6, 1/7, 1/8, 1/9, and so on. This one, what you should know is the most important thing that you should know here is like look at these rectangles or squares. Which one is cut or divided into equal parts? Now see, these two are divided into equal parts, right? For example, this square is divided into equal parts, right? So if I take 1 part, so it's 1 unit will be 1 over 2, right? So the whole thing will be 2 units, right? This is 1 unit, this is another unit. The whole square will be 2 units, isn't it? Now this one also is equal parts, but look at this one, they are not equal parts. So when they are not equal parts, if you take one part, that will not be 1 unit fraction of the whole. That will not be 1 unit of the whole. Remember this. When it is not divided equally, when you take 1 part, it will not be a unit fraction of the whole, okay? It can only be a unit fraction when they are divided equally. That is the most important point that you should remember. Unit fraction, the whole should be divided equally when you take 1 unit from the whole, and then the whole will be expressed 1 over according to the parts that you divided. For example, this is divided into 2. When you take 1 unit, it will be 1 over 2 because the whole is divided into 2. Now let's do one example. Identify the diagram which shows one half. Look at it, which is divided equally. Which one? Okay, from the first row, this is divided equally, so this the red color part is 1/2, and then from the blue, this one, right? These two are not divided equally, that's why. Now look at this one. From the other one, they are divided. See, 1 over 4, that means that square or rectangle should be divided 4 equal parts. So which one is divided equally into 4 parts? This one, and 1 part is taken, and then that one, right? So that's the answer for the 1. These are the answers, and then 2, these are the answers. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you understood. Thank you.